Good afternoon, folks. Came across an article on rents.com, and we really need to get this out to everybody, make this go viral, whatever. But after some cross-referencing, I've found this to be accurate. Rents.com has Baxter released a bioweapon in the Ukraine. This is written by David Rothscum. Evidence appears to suggest that Baxter International may be responsible for a new deadly outbreak of viral pneumonia in the Ukraine. In February of 2009, Bloomberg reported that Baxter accidentally sent vaccine material containing both live avian bird flu and seasonal influenza to multiple laboratories worldwide. A laboratory decided to test the vaccine on its ferrets, and all the ferrets unexpectedly died. It must be noted that Baxter's has made a mistake like this before. Blood products produced by Baxter once contained HIV. Thousands of hemophiliacs died due to this, and many went on to infect their spouses. Later in the year, a bizarre story emerged on the internet. The news was full of reports on a man named Joseph Moshe, who was arrested after an hours-long standoff with the police because he had supposedly made threats against the White House. The man was able to withstand multiple rounds of tear gas, which left LA police officers amazed. However, the internet community was very skeptical of the true reasons behind the man's arrest. Comments on the Huffington Post website immediately began pouring in about an unreported side of this story, namely that Joseph Moshe was a Mossad agent who specialized in biological warfare and who called into a radio show to warn people about a biological weapon that was being made by Baxter International that would be spread through vaccine and would cause a plague upon its release. Although anyone can make a doomsday claim, and we should never believe anyone, and it must be said that the truth movement handled this well, the message was spread without being proclaimed as gospel. The amazing part about Moshe's claim was the location where Moshe said the biological weapon was being produced. Moshe claimed that Baxter's laboratory in the Ukraine, out of all places, was creating this biological weapon. All of this came out in the beginning of August, which is more than 2 months before the situation that is currently unfolding. For Moshe to correctly name the country where the new epidemic would be unleashed requires either inside information or an incredible coincidence, as anyone with a basic knowledge of statistics can confirm for themselves. Let us assume for a moment that every person on our planet has an equal chance of giving rise to a new lethal epidemic due to a virus that mutates as it spreads through its body. Ukraine has 46 million people. The current estimated global population is about 6.7 billion. This means that if a new epidemic were to arise, the chance of this epidemic starting in the Ukraine would be 0.69%. However, it appears that this virus is a form of flu. This makes the odds of being right when guessed that a deadly flu is going to break out in the Ukraine even smaller. The reason for this is that back in early August, the vast majority of influenza infections were found in different countries than the Ukraine. In fact, on 30 October, Earth Times reported that Ukraine had officially reported only 2 cases of swine flu and no deaths until last Friday. This deadly epidemic appears to have arrived out of nowhere in the Ukraine. Moshe's biomed profile appears to confirm his position as a microbiologist. Furthermore, this page with Baxter's contact information for its Ukraine office confirms that Baxter has a presence in the Ukraine. It must also be noted that massive numbers of microbiologists have been dying bizarre deaths. This case of what appears to be a brave man who sacrificed it all to bring us this message may explain why so many microbiologists have been murdered. The fact that this man managed to predict an outbreak of highly lethal influenza in a place where we would least expect it 2 months before it actually occurred lends credence to his claim that Baxter International is responsible for the outbreak, and shows that top microbiologists can pose a problem to the people responsible for this ongoing disaster. This is a developing story. I expect to see more updates on, you can see it on David Rothko's reports, as more information on what's happening in the Ukraine appears. Folks, this is happening. Time to think. Time to wake up. Peace, folks. Oh, there'll be a link to Rent's article in the sidebar. Peace.